Once more, good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I hope your day was good and stress-free.
Yes, ma'am. And yours, ma'am.
I welcome you back to class.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, today, last week, of course, we looked at the different types of library. But before I start today, I want to recount our ground rules. The first is that as you are coming in, you mute yourself. You can imagine 20 people talking at the same time, and sometimes your background noise can disturb the class. So as you are coming into the class, kindly mute yourself. The second rule is that you put on your video. The reason is to ensure that you are paying attention to the class. The third rule is that we have to also dress properly.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Please just mute everyone.
Please, everyone.
You know, I told you that my internet is unstable. So you will bear with me. And for any one of us disconnected, you reconnect. So today we are going to be looking at a different topic, library services. I'm sure some of us have visited the library and you have had need for one service or the other. Today we are going to be looking at them. So you will permit me to share my screen. Let me share my slide. Sorry, I'm sharing the wrong one. Sorry. I was sharing the wrong slide. Well, you are going to bear with me. Hello?
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Yeah, bear with me.
Okay, ma.
Okay.
Let me open it.
Who be this man? Sit down.
Yeah. Let's. Please bear with me. My internet is very erratic today. Very, very erratic today. Just bear with me, okay?
Yeah.
So you might see me and you might not see me, but just let's be attentive as much as possible. Of course, I hope you are seeing are you seeing my slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are seeing it.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So that is the name.
We are seeing you.
Today we are going to be looking at the different library services. And that is Dr. Angela Opala that is facilitating this course. That is my email. You can always try to reach me. Okay? I don't know, some of us are on the chat. Can you please mute yours? Okay, fine, no problem. So today, why are we looking at, we are going to be looking at the intended learner's outcome. Why do we want you to know about this? GST is for all the students in 100 level. And we want to be sure that you all can use the facilities of the library. That is the essence of this course.
Yes, sir.
Some of you are even from the Department of Library Science, and some of you are not. So today you are going to be looking at the different type of services that are available in the library. What are the intended learner's outcome? That you should be able to identify the various general library services. Also, be able to identify the specialized library services and to distinguish between the different library services. That is basically the intended learner's outcome. Now we are going to be looking at basically the different types, categories of library services. They are divided, categorized into two basic types of library services. Whatever service you may call it, is either a general library service or a specialized form of library service. So when you see the general type of library service, you have the reference services under the general type, reservation services. We are going to be looking at what they are. User education, interlibrary loan services, current awareness services, and lending services. These ones are the general types. And we also have the specialized type. Now, why do we call this one general and this one specialized? Look at this one, the specialized library services. They are selective dissemination of information, referral services, translation service, literature search services. Somebody's electronic hand is up. Can you please, Michael, put down your electronic hand? And for now. Okay, so we have these different two major types of library services. So if I ask you, what are the different two basic type of library services? You'll be able to tell me general library services and the specialized
library
services.
If I mention two basic type of library services, and then you can now give me examples of general library services and examples of specialized library services. Assuming I mention one, user education, and ask you what type of library service is it?
General library service.
General library service. That is why you must know those ones that are categorized under general library and the ones that are categorized under specialized library. Because I might just be describing a scenario whereby you need a translation service. And I ask you, is it under what service? You should be able to tell me under specialized library services. So in a nutshell, you should be able to know library services under each heading. Under general library services and the library services under specialized library services. In a nutshell. Okay? Now we are going to be taking them one after the other. Now, what are these general library services we are talking about? Why do we call them general? Of course, they are services meant to be offered to usually all library users that need them will just have access to them. And in fact, before you even ask, they are available so that once you come, you will be given that, offered that service. So they are services meant to be offered to all library users. I want you to take notes because the difference between the general library service and the specialized library services, you will know if you listen carefully. You will see that the general library services, in case I ask you to distinguish between the general library service and the specialized library service, you should be able to tell me why. This one is offered to all the library users that are not customized, they are not personalized for any form of special user. They are not customized.
No number.
Please, Ma, can you mute everybody? Hello, Ma, please mute everybody. The underground noise is disturbing.
Okay, I'll do it again. I'll be doing it over and over.
Voice is too much, please.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ma.
Okay, so mute back yourselves now.
Yes, ma. Okay.
All of you that are muted to say yes, ma.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
Mute yourselves because I muted everybody now.
Okay, ma'am.
So I always try to make this course very easy for you. In case any question is raised on any particular topic, we should be able to answer it. So that is how I try to present this course. I'm teaching now general library services, but along the line, I'm trying to differentiate it from the specialized library services. Because I don't know, excuse me, it's real. I don't know why I'm having it. Are you people getting the same echo?
Yes, ma. Yes,
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 ma.
yes.
Getting it here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody
Yes,
just
ma'am.
unmuted himself. Today class is interesting and then the network is misbehaving.
I think it's better now. No, it's still the same thing. Hello?
I.
So we are looking at the general library services. Now, I have told you they are not customized, they are not personalized. Now, the general library services, we have mentioned them earlier. We said reference services are general library services. The reservation service, the user education, interlibrary loan service, current awareness services, lending services. All these type of services are general library services. They are general library services. We are going to be looking at what this means. What do we mean by reference service? What do we mean by reservation service, user education, interlibrary loan service, current awareness service, lending service? What do we mean by all of these services? So we are going to be looking at the meaning of all of that. So what is a reference service? Some people's electronic hands are up. Tempo. Put down your electronic hand and mute yourself, Mr. Tempo. Okay? Good. Comfort, mute yourself. Remain muted. Ndidi Emeka, mute yourself. Now, what do we mean by reference services? Reference service is the personal assistance given by the reference personnel to library users in search of information for whatever purpose. Now, the reference services, they are personal assistants. I'm sure you must have seen some reference librarians in the library. If you go to big libraries, not just small libraries, in most small libraries, sometimes they will just put a library attendant, maybe just one librarian in a whole library, or two librarians. But I mean, when you go to big libraries, like for instance, a university library, with different sections, with all the sections, you would notice that there is a reference section. And in that reference section, you have a reference librarian. And the reference librarian is the one that will take all of your queries. I call them questions. Why do we say they give you personal attention? They give you one-on-one attention. You take to them your queries and they are able to answer your queries. They make you comfortable. They are the image makers of the library. They meet one-on-one with all of the library users as they come to them. So this is what we call the reference service. And you are able, even as you are now, you can have access to reference services. It could be one-on-one, it could be also virtual. Like if it is virtual, you visit the platform, you can use the Ask the Librarian. And whatever query you send to the librarian electronically, he will also give you a feedback. So that is why we say there is always a feedback with reference service, one-on-one service. So we also have different types of queries that may be brought to the librarian. So we want to be able to know the different types of queries that are brought to the librarians. And you yourself, you should know what to bring before the librarians, because sometimes you may not even know what the reference librarians can offer, and you will be suffering in silence. These are the reasons why we are bringing this course to bear for all the 100-level students, so that you understand the kind of references where you will find help in the library. Now, what type of queries can you take to the library? You can have directional queries. Directional queries. These are questions that direct users to specific locations. For instance, somebody is asking you, where is the toilet? Ready, under it, you have the ready and quick reference questions. Like I said, the ready questions are the ones where somebody is just asking you, please, where is the cafeteria? You just quickly point at the cafeteria to the person. So the reference librarian does not have any problem there. He doesn't have to crack his brain. No skill, no more skill is required. He will just point to you. That is the cafeteria. You know, it's a particular location. It's not a difficult query at all. So, you know, in the exam, I can give you a scenario, for instance. I can say, Mr. Awa walked into the library and demanded to use the toilet. And demanded to use the toilet. What kind of query is he posing to the librarian? I mean, you will not say, Dr. Pala did not teach you this one.
Directional.
I will use your name. I can say Rakia was the one who walked into the library and he needed to use, you know, the cafeteria or the toilet. What type of query will he be posing? And so you should be able to know that is a ready, quick reference query that he should pose. And of course, it is easy to answer such queries because all you need to do is to point at the direction. Then we also have some search queries, questions. These ones are more sophisticated. Of course, these ones are more sophisticated. They are more sophisticated. The search queries, they are queries that you will require a little background information or general information on a particular thing. You know, it's deeper. Like say, what are the negative effects of COVID-19, for instance, on national development? You know, you will have to browse. You can't quickly answer it. It's passing to the librarian, to the reference librarian. So that is why the reference librarians, I might ask you the qualities of a good reference librarian. Don't say, Doctor, it's not in my course material. A good reference librarian must be very intelligent. On his toes, he's a hardworking person. He's not a lazy type. He's a polite person, somebody that has good communication skill. So the person is intelligent.
Who's watching a movie? Who's watching a movie? Can you mute yourself? I mean, we can't be in a
What's
session
this
like
now? Eh?
somebody's
Mute yourself now. Eh?
Please, the person to unmute, please, is disturbing.
Must everybody talk? Must everybody talk?
Yeah, I have problem with my internet. I told you. Yes, I was explaining to you that the search question, some quality, it could be easy reference questions, and some literature search questions. Some may call it literature search questions, and some will call it real research questions. They can categorize it into two different types. But here, the librarian is on his toes. The librarian demonstrates ability to good knowledge skills, and the ability to also share the knowledge. So these questions are a little bit more sophisticated to ready reference questions. They are more sophisticated. So we'll move on from the reference. Let me show you an example. Yeah, we'll move on to other types of reference questions of general library services. Now, if I say Mr. Jeremiah is a research student. Mr. Jeremiah is a research student, and he needs assistance on his research topic. What type of reference query will he be posing? What type of reference query will you be posing? You should be able to know that this one cannot be quick reference query. You should be able to know that. I'm not going to ask you directly. I would make it practical, and you should be able to know the kind of query you will be posing to the librarian. Now, we are still on with the general library services. Still on general library services. We have what we call the reservation service as well. The reservation service. Now, what do we mean by this? This is when materials that are heavily used and stand the risk of being stolen or mutilated are not kept, removed from the open shelves, and they are kept in restricted area for reference only. That is a reservation service. You can also call in the librarian, the reference librarian, and tell him that, especially a book that is heavily used, that please, I want this book, when it comes in, please reserve it for me. Quickly call me to say that the book has come in, because I want to also take the book. Do you understand? So that is a reservation service. You can do that. The library can render you this kind of services. Then user education, of course. User education is very important, and it can come in different forms. I'm sure you have already done one. I don't know, in your own study center, you must have had one type of user education or the other. I'm sure you had orientation, library orientation. Well, I'm not sure, but you are most likely to have had library orientation. And if you have, that means, yes, you had user education. It can come like in form of library orientation. It can come in form of information literacy program. Whichever one, the essence is to educate you on how to use library facilities, to get you informed on how to use library services, the resources available, and all the happenings in the library, so that you'll be able to use all those technologies and so on and so forth. So that is what we mean by the user education, and it's under general library services. Then we also have interlibrary loan services. Interlibrary loan services, very interesting. In these modern days, when you cannot stand on your own, the world now is a global village. We are linked to one another through internet, networking, collaboration, partnership, teamwork. You can't stand alone. Most libraries cannot have all, in fact, I know that there is no single library that has all the materials needed by their users. But that material you may not have, your neighboring library may have it. And that is the reason why you have to collaborate. So if by peradventure you need a particular material, a National Open University Library, I'm just using that as an example, and we don't have it, you can still tell us that, yes, you talk to the reference librarian, you still need this. Can you please help me to check with the neighboring library, the sister libraries, maybe the University of Abuja Library or any other library, in case if they have the material. So the reference librarian on your behalf can loan this material, and you can borrow it. After some time, you turn it back to the reference librarian, who would in turn return it back to their library. So this facility is available. Most of us don't even bother, but we have this kind of facility available for you. So if you look at this picture now, you can see everyone. They are having library instruction. They are teaching them maybe during orientation program. I should have brought my own picture here when I was having orientation program in Wuse Library. You understand? Maybe I will try to replace it next time so that you see the black picture. That we do it in National Open University. So we also do, that is a library instruction going on there. Now, another type of general library service is current awareness service, CAS. Funny enough, you know, in your exam, I might ask you to begin to distinguish one general library service from another generalized library service. Current awareness service, for instance, is under general library service, but selective dissemination of information is under specialized library service. Now, if you are looking at this current awareness services, you should be able to tell me that it's a general library service. It's not a specialized form. I'm sorry, those of us that are raising our hands, let me give them a little hand. Please use your chat box. Let me see what you have on your chat box. Okay, some said they cannot hear everything. It's not my fault that you cannot hear. Many of us are hearing, okay? So try, maybe it's your own system.
General network problem.
That means your own system, okay? So let's go on. Ojeka, please lower your hand. Temitokpe, please lower your hands. Okay? Lower your hands. So we are now looking at the current awareness services. In abbreviation, we call it CAS. CAS. I will mute everybody again so that you can hear. Please don't unmute yourself. It's one thing for me to mute you. And it's another thing for you to unmute yourself. Okay, I have done so, but you know they can still unmute themselves and continue to disturb the class. So as I was saying, the current awareness services is very important in the library. What does it do? This is where users are kept abreast with up-to-date information in their specialized field. Example, recently published accession lists can be sent to all users. Now, I know libraries do
I can't hear.
I'm so sorry. I know that you will continue to bear with me. My internet is so unstable today. I'll mute everyone. Please don't unmute yourself. Those of you raising your electronic hands, I'll give you time for questions. Okay? You can ask your questions later. Now we are looking at the current awareness services, and I told you that most libraries, any good library, any reasonable librarian will want to carry out this service. We want to offer it to their users. You want users to know what to have. Your new arrivals, note, new arrivals. You want them to know, and because you want them to know, you either exhibit I don't understand. Please, sorry for the interruptions. Now we are still on current awareness service. One thing I will promise you, because of this epileptic network, next class will continue from wherever we stop this class, okay? So the current awareness service, we are looking at it, I said there are some things you must do to be able to offer these services. You as a librarian, a reference librarian, or a librarian in general, you are not able to offer this kind of service except to have these things in place. The first thing is that you have to collate all your latest documents. If you must offer current awareness services, you yourself should be aware of what the recent resources you have acquired. And then you have to have a profile of all your users. Collation of users' profile. You should be able to, if you don't have a database of your users, you cannot do it. How will you be able to send emails to them? Use of telephone, you can either use your phone, you can send it through email. And then information is usually on pro subject area notes. This one is very important. The information on current awareness services, usually on broad subject area. But you might say, okay, this person, this my user is from Faculty of Science, maybe chemistry. You will just send forward all the new arrivals in chemistry to that user. You will not bother because some of them, they are in chemistry, but different area, different specialty. You won't even bother yourself with that. So, but you will just send them on a comprehensive list of all the materials that have just arrived in chemistry. So you can see that information is usually on broad subject area. I am pointing it out to you because I'm going somewhere. Because there is another kind of service that is very similar to this one, current awareness service, and that is selective dissemination of information. So if you don't know this one very well, you would think that is selective dissemination of information. You should be able to distinguish both. Okay? So that is for that.
What is happening? Total blackout. My God.
Are you hearing? I hope
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
still with me.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You can see, I just brought this picture for you to.
Yeah.
I'm sure by the time you come to National Open University, some of you, maybe when you pay us a visit, I'll show you our circulation section. Our circulation section. If you pay us a visit here at the headquarters, and you come to the Central Library, I will show you the circulation section.
This network is
This
very
is
bad
the
though.
circulation section of this library. You can see it. And you have the reference librarians most times are there to attend to you. Some libraries have a reference section. Some don't even have that kind of a separate section. You know, but you can see here, there's a lending service going on here. I'm sure some of you must have been offered this service in the library before.
This does not look like a Nigerian
So we are
library.
going to be, even if this is all we can learn today, I'm sure you know what your general library service is. Now, if I say identify, this one is just the various library services. My questions will not come in this form. You already know them. But the way I'm going to be putting that question, I will use your name. I will twist it. You should be able to tell
Please,
me.
madam, don't put that question. So.
Okay? So it means you should understand it. You know what you are talking about. If I say, for instance, you should know when somebody needs a lending service and it's a library loan. And you should know when somebody requires a referral service. When somebody requires a referral service, maybe we don't have that material and you desire to use an alternative library. All you need is to request for a referral letter and then you access that other library. That is the referral. So you should be able, please read up and know when you need that. Because when you tend to, you know, if you don't study it well, a little twist in the question, using human beings and scenarios, painting scenarios. But these are simple questions. And of course, you will agree with me that they are simple questions. Imagine when I said, Mr. Let's say now, Mr. bearing walks into the library and he needs to know where the toilet is. What type of query will he be posing? And then it's not easy, simple. But for some people, just because he saw Mr. and that is just so these things are simple, but I just want you to demonstrate understanding. Okay? I don't know if we have questions. I'm going to stop sharing now so that if you have any doubt, questions, we can. I know the internet has been epileptic, but the much we can do today, we'll do. Next time, I'll continue with specialized library services. I'll make sure that I explain it to you before I go on to the next class. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing now in case we have questions. Yes, do we have questions? Priscilla, do I take it that Priscilla, you have a question? Priscilla, please unmute yourself. Priscilla. Or they don't even know what it means to raise electronic hands. Priscilla, I'm waiting for you. Huh? Dorothy.
Good afternoon.
Dorothy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you said you did not understand today's topic. What happened?
The network was very miserable, ma'am. I didn't get a bit of the class today.
Is it from my end or your end?
I don't really know where exactly.
No, even my own was bad, but I was just trying to I was still trying to get back and then re-explain. Okay.
You just go off and come back.
But you know what? I'm still going to upload today's class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So you should be able to, and then a video too is already embedded in your electronic environment, in your learning environment. Okay, so watch that video on library services. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Watch.
Thank you, ma'am.
So please, you watch the video and you'll be fine, okay, Dorothy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Mustafa, what's your question?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. My question is under this interlibrary loan services.
If to say commission is organized, all these places in a waste place, they go just do broadcast. You enter this.
Mr. Mustafa, we are not hearing you.
Okay, can you hear me now, ma?
Yes, better.
Okay, ma. I say my question goes under the interlibrary loan services, ma.
Okay.
Yes. You said that a person can actually ask a reference librarian to get a material from a sister library for him or for her to to have access to. What I want to ask here is, if peradventure I get to a sister library and a public library, and I see a material which I am not actually a member or maybe a registered member to be able to take it out of the library. So can I now come back to the library that I am a member and ask the reference librarian to get me that particular material from the sister library?
It is very possible.
Okay.
On behalf of, if the reference librarian has an MOU with that particular library,
okay,
they collaborate, they can get it for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Any other question? Yeah, Oluwa Sanya, can we have your question, please? Oluwa Sanya.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Actually,
Actually, mine is not really the question, but I should put it like it is a suggestion now.
Okay.
I really enjoy the classes because I do understand everything that you said. But those people that are making noise, like they are making the class to be somehow uncomfortable for. Like, can't we be removing them? Like, instead of move them back, like we should just remove them, and that should be end of the class for today. For
We should
them
lock them
that are
out.
making noise.
I agree
Yes,
with
ma'am.
you. Anyone making noise will be locked out henceforth. I agree. That's a good suggestion.
So if we keep on doing like that, maybe next week Thursday they will behave themselves now. So I guess that would be the best option now.
It's all right. Thank you for that suggestion. Please, can we hear you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I came late. So I just want you to emphasize more on this reservation service.
Okay, Coach, do we have to also emphasize on all the other ones that you didn't attend? You see, that is the reason why, how is it my business that you came late? That's the reason why you should
That is why I'm sorry, ma'am.
So even if you said you are sorry, our time is up. We have just 1 minute left, and you want me to start going back. Many other hands are up. What you can do, I'm going to upload this video.
Okay. Hello, ma, can you hear me?
And then you also have the video.
Yes.
Mr. Iwoche. So please, and then you can speak to your colleagues.
Okay,
you can send me a personal email. You can also use the discussion forum. I will start visiting your discussion forum now. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, next person, Fadeyi.
Good afternoon, ma.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma. Please, I want to ask a question. Under the title of reference queries, you talk about ready and quick reference. Please, can you please explain more better? I don't really get the explanation, ma.
The same thing now. Maybe you came late too.
No, I did. I did not.
You came late because if you didn't come late, I even used examples, and it was so easy. I use examples. You understand? I use examples.
I was with you from the beginning.
If you were with me, what was the example I gave?
Okay.
That's why I said I don't understand, ma.
Oh, you didn't even understand the example I gave.
Yes.
Give me I asked a question there. You came late, and you, just like your colleague, you want me to go back. Now watch the video. Watch the video, and yes, and then this recording, also listen to it. Yes, next person, Mayowa.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for this lecture.
You're welcome.
What I want to ask is just in form of suggestion that
the
slides, can you please upload the slides for us? Because most of us will not be able to get what you were talking about. But I think through that slide, we'll be able to know what to jot down.
Yeah, like I told you, I said everything is uploaded for you, even the video, the recording.
All right.
So you don't have problem with that. Judith, please. After Judith, we will take Priscilla, and that's all. Sorry, Omolayo, we may not be able to take you. Judith, quickly, because it's already 2 minutes past 4.
Okay, good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry, I just want to digress a bit. It's actually from what you taught us. I want to know if we have a WhatsApp or Telegram group. That's all.
Okay, if you know, I think somebody try to. You have a WhatsApp group. Please, I think you should try to ask among yourselves. So, yeah, somebody has formed one, but he can't. I don't think he can take all of you.
Okay, so in that case, we'll just open a Telegram group.
Try to find out.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
Priscilla.
you.
Priscilla, can we have your question, please? Priscilla. Priscilla, you have your electronic hand up and you are not with us. Omolayo, please. Omolayo, are you here? Okay, I think that is all we'll be taking for now. That's all we'll be taking for now. Many of us, once you have your electronic hands up, don't even bring them down. Your hands will be paining you. Okay, so on that note, I'm sorry. Like I said, the rest of you, whatever question you have, send it via my email or call me, or you on the discussion forum. Let us meet and discuss it. And we'll be now. From next class, we are going to be looking at specialized library services. Then we'll now treat another topic. We'll start from specialized library service. Then we'll now move on to the next topic. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a beautiful evening. Read up.
Thank you, ma'am.
And then do this again. We'll see everything. So bye for now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.